Hey YouTube, I'm back with an unboxing here. Got a product in from Oregon. It was a gift to me to test out and kind of show you guys and see how it goes. What it is a circle cutter for plasma torch as well as an oxyacetylene torch. So let's open this up and see what we got here. Bear with me. It's packed in here pretty tight, so I'm trying to do this with one hand without damaging it. It was a challenge. There it is. Let go. I'm going to set this down for a second just because I can't figure out how to do this with one hand. Okay. Problem with the packaging was the stupid bag's sticky stuff that closes it, because I used two envelopes because it's pretty long, was grabbing a hold of the packaging. So anyways, this is made by a company called JAC Circle Cutting Attachment. Its range, it's got a really seriously good range, and this is what caught my attention, because the circle cutting attachments that I've seen in the past had some pretty limited ranges as far as what they'll do. This will do 1-inch to 26-inch circles. That's pretty serious. Okay, I'll put the link down in the description on where you can find this at. I'm just going to scroll through this just in case you guys want to read it. You can pause it and okay. Let's do the same to the front side of the packaging. So you want to read any of this, you can. Hopefully I'm not getting too much glare in it. So, and you can see they're out of Springfield, Oregon. There's a website right there, jcaent.com. This is really cheap, okay? The good circle cutting attachments that I've seen for plasma cutters are in the vicinity of like $100, okay? And I've never been really impressed with the designs of them at all, to be honest with you. I don't like the designs of them. And this one here, as soon as I looked at it, caught my attention. You know, it's got this gear sprocket type adjustment deal here, locked down. It's got this offset pivot point, okay, and this is what will get you down to the smaller circles, because you bring this all the way to here, and you can all of a sudden put that pivot point, because it's offset closer to the torch. You can make a much tighter circle. Whether this will do 1-inch circles with the plasma cutter, I'm not sure. With the oxy torch, you're basically shoving the point of the oxyacetylene torch down into here. The hose runs along here and clips into this arm right here, so that you have, or the handle, so that you have, it's very stable. Then this would bring that point really close to the oxy torch. But when you're using a plasma cutter, you use this attachment here. This little pin drops inside of there, and then your torch is in this bigger hole. Again, I'm not sure if that'll get you close enough to do 1 inch. I'm not going to say I doubt it at this point, just because we'll see. But a 1-inch circle is super tight, okay? I really honestly wouldn't need this to do 1-inch circles because I've got my Harbor Freight hole punch. So, I don't know. I mean, I could possibly need it to do that big if I'm using like heavier steel where my hydraulic punch wouldn't be able to do that. But I don't know, we'll see. Let's open this up and we'll go from there. And I'm gonna have to set you guys down again, sorry about that. I should have got my tripod, but it's in the shop and I'm not in the shop, and I'm not really prepared to be in the shop right now. Ow, I just stabbed myself with the scissors. That's always good. Okay, so I've got this open. Let's see what this is. I'm sure it's probably just some basic information. Let you guys read this. Okay. I may be wrong, but based on the design of this, damn it, look at that. That's how you jab yourself with scissors. But based on the design of this thing, I wouldn't be shocked if the plasma cutter attachment was an afterthought. This was probably originally designed to just be an oxyacetylene circle cutting torch, and I'm going to base that upon a few different things. And again, this is just an assumption. If I'm wrong, sorry. But the material used here and the material used for the plasma torch is different, and the packaging. You can see here, this is just kind of laid over the top of that, stapled on, and there's kind of a little bit of a crude cut right there where this was just designed to put in there. How long this has been in production, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know a lot about this product. Like I said, this is something that I just ran across and I thought it looked awesome. I liked the way it worked. I liked the way it looked like it worked. It looked like a really good product. So basically, that's how it works. You know, you might have to, depending on what you're working on. I wouldn't recommend necessarily drilling a hole, but maybe like, you know, the punches that you'd use to line a drill bit, or maybe take a drill bit and just basically just, you know, touch the metal just a little bit to put a little bit of a crater in there. I'm not using the proper terminology, so sorry about that. You know what I'm talking about. Basically, just to have a little point to pivot in. Feels real stable. You know, you have to understand, if you're using this with an oxy torch, the torch handles on the oxy torches are really long. You know, so it's basically going to sit in here like that. And you could either design a table that would spin for you as you hold this stable, or just circle around the piece. You see it rolls in here pretty good. I'm just pushing it with simple. I thought this was a tightening arm or tightening deal, but it's not. This is the adjustment to go back and forth. This is your lockdown up here. It will eventually. There we go. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. That ain't going anywhere. I like that. That's nice. This is a little bit loose right here. This is a tad bit loose, but if you look here, there's a little Allen wrench set screw right here, so you can tighten that up. Yeah, I'm ecstatic about this thing, man. I can't wait to take it in the shop and try to use it. I got the plasma cutter out and everything, and I've got some metal over there that I can try this on. So there definitely will be a part 2 here shortly. Like I said, I'm pretty excited about trying this out. So as you can see here, see how close that gets? I mean, your oxyacetylene torch, the tip would actually drop down and hit this, so this gets really close. You know, for you to do a super tight circle with an oxyacetylene torch. You're probably not going to want this that close to the oxyacetylene torch, just because it's a little bit, you know, with the plasma cutter is pretty controlled as far as where it's throwing heat off and sparks and stuff like that, depending on the thickness of metal you're using. But it's a lot more controlled as far, you know, in comparison to the oxy torches. So you're probably not going to want it too close, because I could very easily see, you know, possibly causing damage if you're trying to get a super tight circle here. But again, I mean, how tight of a circle are you really trying to use? At some point you're going to realize, hey man, it's just easier to use a drill bit you know, than it is for me to try to use an oxy torch on something. So, and kind of, this is kind of what I suspected. With the plasma torch attachment, you're not going to get a 1-inch circle out of it. Okay, and that's fine. I wasn't anticipating being able to do that, and that's perfectly fine. However, here's what I am going to say. You sacrifice the 1 inch, but you're gaining length. So this thing said it can originally do a 26-inch circle. Let me go grab my measuring tape here. But I'm under the impression that this can do longer than a 26-inch circle. Measuring tape. Okay, we go from the center of that. Damn metric. To the center of this, and we're dealing with, I would say, 1 foot 1/4 inch, right? So that's 24.5 inches. Yeah, it's a 24.5 inch circle. Okay, so now here's where you're going to gain the extra length. You undo that set screw and you flip this around. Okay, this little pivot point, you flip it around. So if I were to judge here, we're dealing with about another 1.25 inches center to center. Can get this to focus. So that was 24.25. That'd be 25.5. Oh, excuse me, it was 12.25. So that would be, actually, I'm doing this all wrong, man. I'm doing this all wrong. Anyway, this is 1.25 inches. You flip it around, it's going to be 2.5 inches. Okay, so we had 12.25. So you add 2.5 inches to that, 13, 14, 14.75. Okay, times that by 2, because that would be the 14 3/4 would be the radius, which is the halfway across the circle. We're looking for the diameter of the circle, so you would times that by 2. So you're looking at almost 30 inches there. What would that be? 14 is 28 plus inch and a half, 29 and a half. Yeah. So you're looking at 29.5 inch with this attachment for the plasma cutter, 29.5 inch diameter circle. That's massive, okay? I think that's completely awesome. And for you guys out there that have wanted to do your own rock rings, but are having a hard time justifying dropping, you can get rock rings fairly cheap, to be honest. There's companies out there that'll build you custom rock rings for like 30 bucks. But then you're paying shipping, and it's metal, and it's going to be heavy, and you're also dealing with, they might charge you a little bit more for custom designs and things like that because they have to do the setup on their equipment. But for those of you that are just looking for something basic as far as a rock ring is concerned, and you're trying to figure out a way where you can cut the circle for cheap, this might be your ticket. This might be what you want. And believe you me, I am going to try to build myself some rock rings with this. My 91 Pathfinder for project, for the Tale of Two Sisters project that I'm working on. I want rock rings on that just for aesthetic looks. They're going to be made out of aluminum though, and I'm going to reluctantly try to TIG weld the aluminum rock rings onto the wheels that I currently have on there. Hopefully that will work out. That's a little bit in the future, but that's something that I'm going to try. I'm going to try cutting out a rock ring, probably a small one, a little sample one with this tool, just to see how it goes, to see if I can do it. There's got to be a little bit of planning that takes place because of the process in which you would cut the rock ring out. Obviously you're going to need your center to have this in here, so you don't want to cut your center out of the rock ring first, or else you're going to lose your center point to work from. So you would have to do everything on the outside and then work your way into the center when building your rock ring. But that's something that I definitely plan on doing in the very near future, as far as just to see if I can do it. And it's not going to be just a circle and then cut the inner circle and then I just got a flat rock ring. I'm actually going to try to do some drainage circles, some half circles around the outside edge for drainage, and try to make it a nicer style. So we'll see how that goes. You'll definitely have to subscribe if you're interested in seeing that, because that's going to be a follow-up video to this, and just to show, to see how this thing truly works and its potential and accuracy and whatnot. As far as the build construction of this, I couldn't be happier. This thing looks like it's super solid. Again, with those other circle cutters, they seem kind of flimsy and I don't know. I'm not knocking anybody's companies, but they just seem kind of cheap. For the price tag on them, I was like, there's got to be a better option out there. There really has to be. This looks like it might be it. It really truly does. The only thing that I'm a little concerned of right now is this. I'm hoping and praying that my plasma torch will slide into there. I'm not sure if they're all like a universal size torch head or not, so we'll see how that works. That's going to be if we can get past this, if this works, I'm confident that this product will be amazing. But we have to get past that point, and that will be part 2 of this video. So if you're watching this right now, subscribe. If you're watching this and this video has been uploaded, at least a few days, go check out my videos. Go browse through my videos and look for it, because it's there. So subscribe, comment, like, head down to the description. There's going to be a link for Alvarez Metalworks. That's my Facebook page. Please go like that page. There's going to be a link to JCA where you can go purchase this. I would highly, just based on what I'm looking at, especially if you got an oxy torch, get out of here, man. This is amazing. And the tightness of circle that you're going to get with the oxy torch, that's incredible to me. So for the price tag of this, it's well worth the investment. Okay, it's well worth the investment. If you use this one time, just one time, it's gonna pay for itself. I apologize, I don't have the price sitting in front of me, but it's in the vicinity, and I'll add an annotation. I'll put it in the description. I'm not even going to say the price. It'll be an annotation, and it'll be in the description. If you have your annotation shut off, scroll down to the description where the link's at, and you'll see the price. So, anyways, it's well worth the money. Well worth it. Okay, even if what you were trying to do needed to modify this, still well worth it. The price is phenomenal. Okay, again, subscribe, comment, like, and I hope you guys got something out of this, and I hope this is a product that you guys will be able to use, because I know I'm going to be able to. And check for the other video. Talk to you guys later.